ya, Regina, we gon' work it out cause we hear ya, we see ya, Regina, we gon' work it out cause we hear ya, we see ya.
Hi guys, it is Regina. Thank you so much for joining my channel. If you like, please press the like button and please subscribe. It would be highly appreciated. Okay guys, I want to get into the topic of the late Charlie Kirk. Now, for those who do know when I post, I normally post on Sundays, which is today, but occasionally I might post on the weekdays, which is from Monday through Friday, sometimes. And I was planning on posting on Wednesday because this is when this incident had happened. But for me, I didn't know how to tackle this topic because for me, there was a bit of a dilemma. See, on the one hand, I am aware that Mr. Kirk said himself that he himself was like he felt like it was worth it to have a few gun deaths from violent gun deaths a year, I guess, for the sake of the Second Amendment, right? And I'll let you guys actually see that.
You're not going to get gun deaths to zero. It will not happen.
Right.
You can significantly reduce them through having more fathers in the home,
Yes.
by having more armed guards in front of schools. We should have an honest and clear reductionist view of gun violence, but we should not have a utopian one. You will never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single gun death. That is nonsense. It's drivel. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights.
So he felt like it was worth it. That was one hand of my dilemma. Then the other hand of my dilemma is the fact that I understand his stance, but I can't say that I actually agree that gun violence is ever the answer. I don't. And I don't know about anybody else, but I don't think that gun violence should ever be the answer. In fact, I've never been a fan of guns, but I do know that some people are, and I would never tell no one not to be. But if you are a fan of guns, just please understand that I would hope that those who are fans of guns would view guns most likely as a means of protection and not a means to hurt someone that you don't agree with or you don't like, or they said something that may have hurt your feelings. Because I think that I do know that a lot of people wasn't too happy with the message, with some of the message that Mr. Kirk was saying. But I don't think that nothing that he said or anyone else said should give anybody the right to take their life. Whether they're talking about your gender, whether they're talking about your race, whether they're talking about your orientation or your beliefs, or whatever that they're talking about that maybe hurts you, it still doesn't give anybody the right to, take a person's life. Because, in my opinion, violence is never the answer. And those who think that it is, I mean, what has violence actually gotten us? Just recently, we just heard about the passing of Mr. Kirk, and I had no idea that that lawmakers in Minnesota had also passed away. Miss Melissa Hartman and her husband, someone took their lives, and then you had the terrorizing of John Hoffman and his wife. Luckily, they didn't pass away. And then just recently, also you had the Denver, Colorado shootings at Evergreen High School, and also you have the threats that's going on at the HBCUs and all the other violent incidents that happen throughout the country. And it's like, when are we going to ever admit that what has the violence gotten us? It hasn't gotten us anywhere but just people being hurt and people losing their lives. Nobody should ever have to lose a family member, such as a mother, a father, a wife, husband, sibling, or any other type of family member or friend, due to this type of violence. And I do believe that the sooner we admit that violence is a problem, the quicker we could tackle the situation, and hopefully we could put more love into the world rather than put hate into the world. And I do believe that this was said years ago, to do unto others how you will want done to you. And I believe that this was Jesus in Matthew 7, verse 12. I'm not sure, but I think that's what it is. And it basically says to do unto others how you want to be treated. So it's like, if you don't want to be treated a certain way, why would you do that to other people? And I do believe that a lot of people need prayers and we need help. And as crazy as it might sound, I do believe that Tyler needs prayers as well, because I can only imagine what his family is going through, and to have to turn him in. And I believe that everybody who is involved in this situation needs prayers. And I hope that we can love each other, forgive each other, and just try to do the right thing. Because this is not the way. Violence should never be the way. And I don't think that none of us should ever glorify violence in no type of way, because it only leads to people being hurt and people losing their lives. So I do hope that we could find it in our hearts to love each other, help each other, and do right by each other. And I guess I'll catch you guys in the next one. This is Regina, and if you like, please press the like button, and please subscribe, and please have a good and safe day. All right, you guys have a good day.